just to shoot and talk the shit. This is a video I think it's worth watching that I found on Rich. What is CleanSync?
Hello folks, it's Rich 220 and we're cleaning heads, trying to get the rust off. So, a lot of people told me that I shouldn't be doing this with sandpaper. But what I do is I dip it in the diesel fuel, and it's just to get the surface rust off the head and any gasket that's left over. And I don't put any pressure on it, so that way it just takes the residual mess off from the last one. This way it starts out with a clean head and not a corroded, caked up,
I think I like that.
messy head.
GBL.
Like I said, I don't put any pressure on it, but you know, the piston rings that are impressed into the heads, there was some rust on it, so I wanted to clean that up.
Oh yeah.
And you know, this time I'm doing everything the way it's supposed to be done.
Oh yeah.
The proper way, at least in my mind. So that way I don't have any other.
I thought you was doing circular motions.
And I want it to run very well, so that's why we're doing this. I hope you can see it. I'm not even really putting any pressure on it. I'm just trying to get.
Yeah, they work great. These are the
And, you know, clean the pistons.
they're headphones too. I love these fucking headphones, man.
That actually took onto the heads. So.
Yeah, them little speakers work the balls.
Cast iron. It's not aluminum, so I'm not scratching it or anything like that. And then what I do is I use a horsehair paintbrush in order to clean it off afterwards.
Oh yeah.
And this way I can get inside here too, around where the spark plug goes.
Oh yeah.
In case there's any sludge in there, or any other stuff caked up in there, foreign material.
Get that right out.
And I can clean it up so that way, you know, we don't have a problem with the lifters, not the lifters, the valves going in and out.
Yep, exactly.
The better the area cleaned, the better off it should be to run.
I got the clip version too upstairs. That's a good one too.
And my
Waterproof.
Get rid of that.
I think that one too is waterproof up to a degree. But yeah, on the cars and boats, whatever.
Check the pistons. So I'm thinking
Music on the go.
little lifters in the intake area, and I have to take them out. Those are going to be pulled out with a pair of needle nose. I'll probably use like some tape or something so I don't scratch them. And you know, we'll clean them first.
What's up?
And then I'll make a plastic catch pan out of like an antifreeze bottle.
Hey, what's up?
And put what oil I have in there in order to prime the lifters. But this way,
Do a little more space candy.
Because I don't want it to accumulate and become more of a problem than it is already. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. I want the heads and everything to be fine, you know, no problems. And 400 grit paper being saturated with diesel fuel, I really don't think it's going to make any problems for me. I think it's going to keep these clean to the point where I need them. Of course, with the block, I'm going to have to scrape off whatever's there, but with these, it's not that kind of an issue.
I've got rhythm. I've got music. I got my money.
I don't smell like this stuff all day.
Yep, exactly.
Into an old car than just slapping it together after taking it apart. There's a lot lot more things that have to be done.
They got a pretty good battery life.
I believe. And it's not going to run properly.
I think we might be getting joined by the old man.
And it's got foreign debris in there and all that other garbage. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. This takes a while, folks. This is not like a 10-minute deal and that's it.
Oh yeah.
But it's not looking too good out again today. It's very, very early. It's still dark out. But yeah, I want these things to look good. And I want them to work good. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I'm not doing it like a piece of wood, sanding it, in a straight line. I'm doing a spiral circle so that way I get any burnt residual off the valves. And I'm not doing anything hard. I'm not putting any real serious pressure on it. So we'll see how they come out when I'm done. I would rather use the diesel fuel than the kerosene because what it does is it'll show me if there's any leaks around.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
The valves.
You lying bitch.
And so far, everything looks pretty good.
Yeah, looks great. Runs great too. Runs good, just as good as it looks, Rich. Where did I put those fucking
off?
keys?
It's anything that's in between the hole that the valve rides into. And I didn't put assembly lube on these.
Come on in, Dad.
So I don't know if this is the one or not. I'll be able to tell when I turn it over. But it will definitely tell me whether or not. So like I could fill them up, and it'll tell me whether or not it's got any leaks or anything because it's sitting on the side like it is right now. And the less that it leaks, the more compression I'll have.
Welcome back, Mark One.
You can see
here with the old man.
Yeah.
Are actually draining.
Another freezing cold day.
Oh yeah.
We do
It ain't
want to
bad
get, like I
today.
said, the residual off of it. I'll make sure that there's no problems with these valves,
Mark One says, yeah, winning pops.
so we don't have a valve seat issue.
What's up, Mark One?
And being a little OCD, I've had a tendency to do things like this all the time, so that's nothing new for me.
What, doing shit ass
You
backwards?
guys have followed me long enough, you know that's exactly
So
the
you
way I
doing
do
the valve
things.
seats with fucking sandpaper?
I get very technical, and
Well,
Technical.
I like to make sure things are right.
TCB
In a flash, bud, in a
This is-
flash.
that's
in the flash.
old wear of
In
the
a
gasket
flash.
on
In
here
a
right
flash?
here, so
Yes.
So it was in a flash.
Tell 'em,
rusty, so we're gonna clean it off.
Oh, let me think about it. Yeah. He's a fat fuck. He's had one too many banana and peanut butter sandwiches. Scylla, get over here and look at this
When
man.
you don't have a lot of money, you come up with ideas in order to make things work. You do the best you can with what you have. That's how.
Now
it
he's
is.
saying he's
Without
not
getting
putting any
too
pressure on that, Dad, but he is.
in depth. You know. If I take a paintbrush to this,
And then he also
Very
says that he does circular motions, but I'm watching him go back and forth. So he lies. He's just a
just
liar.
sanded. That brownish color won't be there anymore. It'll be gone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get this off right here because I can still feel it.
Him and his clean sink.
Yeah.
He ought
Of
to
course,
dip
we
his
left this
neck in
green for
that.
a couple of days because, you don't want to slap this together and have diesel fuel exploding in your cylinder.
2 in 1 day. Wow, big day.
And anywhere I see any residual now is where I'm just starting to, sand it off with wet sandpaper. I don't know if it's 400 or 600, Rick. Let's see.
On these off days, it's okay to spend a little extra time with you guys.
No, it is 600. 600 is a lot finer than 400.
This fucking car
Yeah, that should
has
work
got
fine.
more exposure than fucking Christine.
No shit.
Like what the fuck? Fuck the hashtag. Listen, we should start a hashtag fuck that
Stop
57.
screaming in my fucking ear. Jesus Christ.
You come to my show,
And not
motherfucker.
gonna be any problems.
Running your goddamn cocksucker.
This little area here.
Yeah, it's our fault.
You know, some of the areas where it's a little bit harder to get off,
Run your deal.
you do have to put a little bit of pressure on it in order to get the implant or the trace of the plant, implantation, or whatever you want to call it, off. At the same time,
Oh, yeah.
so let me do this. Let's see what we got here.
He's got his camera on. Look at this.
All the other ones are holding the diesel fuel,
Look at him with his little brush.
and so is that.
Is that how he's testing the valves?
Yeah. How's that?
Awesome. All right, so we have no problems with the valve seats,
Oh, boy.
you know, with them seating properly.
Yeah.
They're going in there where they're supposed to. And I'm just gonna clean the valves a little bit to get any excess black off, carbon buildup.
Have you ever seen more bullshit in your
Very
life?
easily.
No.
I'm not doing it hard.
Stupid.
I just, like I said, I want it to look good. And I
He
want
wants it to look
so
good. He wants it to work good,
I'm
Dan.
doing
Yeah,
this.
well,
Any
how
little
can I
bit
go?
of sludge that's in there comes out. I'm not bending any valves or anything like that, so it's just very softly. There's still a spot on the head here I gotta get off. Right here. Let's do this again. There's a couple of little nicks in this one here.
Yeah, we rooted
Yeah, I
for
think that's
Christine.
from,
That's true. Not Rich.
What?
Previous damaged valves.
Well, that's not Christine. That's Ralph.
No, I mean, I cleaned it, but you know, it's not gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
I
See?
mean, you gotta remember, this is a 57 Chevy head.
At least Christine
Listen.
can back
Oh,
away.
oh,
They tried to make them as perfect as I could, but for the time period,
Oh, listen.
nothing really was.
oh. Okay. So did I hear that correctly? He just said in 57 that wasn't done correctly.
Yeah.
What, the machining?
Yeah, that's what I think he said. That's what I think he meant.
I think he's off.
I think he is too. I think he's off his fucking rocker. This guy lost his nut. Serious.
Let's back on this side here.
Dad, I think he likes the attention though. He's like a little attention whore. That's why he keeps showing where he is. He's got nothing going in his life, so he needs.
Most of the area cleaned
Yeah,
up.
you don't need to be getting kicked out of every fucking place he goes
Right
in.
here.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not-
he
that's
does
not
it.
life.
That's
See, right
Yeah,
down
if
the
I was
center.
him, I'd just fucking lay low.
yeah. I'd delete YouTube.
Right.
Anything that's black, I'm trying to clean it off. That's.
Keeps going with this car. Oh, we're gonna get the car 57 going. We're gonna go work on the 57.
CNC milling machine.
57,
Not trying to take
57.
anything else off, but the overlaying.
And God's honest, Dad.
the old gasket,
If I was
whatever
doing
it
this
was,
on camera, if I couldn't edit it, what I would do is I would be like, all right, guys, I'm
Well,
gonna
those
do
were
this,
telling me
and then I'd hit the
to
pause
use-
button.
Permatex.
And then when I got a little bit
What
done,
you do is you send them to the machine shop, let them clean
Yeah,
them,
well,
and Magnaflux, make
gasket
sure
seal
everything's
on.
cool, and then get them back.
but I'm just
It ain't
saying,
that much money.
the content of this video, him,
That's why I got one by Felpro, the blue ones, because if you put enough pressure on it, on the bolts, putting them back in, they will seal.
Huh.
But you also have to bolt them the right way.
He had them valves out.
Okay, there's that.
oh yeah,
There's that.
Why didn't you clean them when they were out?
Yeah, I still have the old the old timing chain in here and the gears from when I originally took this apart. So now both heads have to be done like this.
Absolutely, Jinx.
That's your
What's he
best bet.
using, diesel fuel?
Oh yeah.
Take your time, you do it right, and it'll come out right. Rush through in a huff and puff, and it'll come out messy.
Like his does.
And it doesn't run.
That's what I mean.
Nice Death Leopard shirt, man. You dizzy? Yeah,
As
buddy.
you can see here,
Is he in?
He's there.
What's up, Diz? Oh, look at that.
all along here was black,
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God, that got
so
low.
that's pretty much cleaned off.
Top dead Zena.
I just go over it smoothly at this point.
Flash.
and
Oil journal. The
get
journals. The
everything.
journals. Hey, Pops.
What's up?
I don't put any pressure on the sandpaper because it's a 600 grit and it doesn't need to put gouges in the head.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I said, you want to clean it off so that way you don't have any of that stuff causing problems for you when you try and reseal it. So that's why we do this. I want to make sure there's no excuses, no reason for this thing to have a leaking issue. And I've already checked it. There's no cracks in the block. There's no cracks in the cylinders. I mean, if there was, I wouldn't have gotten 90 pounds in the number 3 cylinder, and I wouldn't have gotten 95 in the number 2. So we know that those are good. I haven't tested the other ones or put the compression gauge on them, but I probably will now that the heads are off and everything. Well, I can't do that now. Can't do that now with the heads off. I'll be able to put them back together. See, and I go lightly over the valves, so that way it gets off any residual, any sludge that may be on them, any dirt.
Boy,
any
his
debris
fucking
or
fluctuation of words.
stuff that don't belong in there.
Those look pretty
You know,
cruddy,
around
don't
the
they?
area. You know, so that way it
Huh?
makes it easier for those valves to seat.
Like you said, he could have had them sent out.
57, what do you
So
think?
like I said,
That's true.
You know?
do each one. And I'm just doing this to show that you can do this without taking them to a machine shop. The cast iron heads are very different from the aluminum heads. The aluminum heads you have to take to a machine shop. Whereas if you have cast iron heads, it's very possible that you don't need to even bother.
Okay. Bullshit on
As
that.
long as it's not like
You can
warped.
warp, yeah, that's how you end up warping them, you fucking mutt.
But even
You can see
still,
how
that,
smooth this goes
no
across.
matter
the
what
head.
he's done, that thing should still
So, I
fire.
mean, other than catching
No,
the
not
holes
run,
every
but
now
at least
and then.
fire. You know, there's no fire
Yeah.
coming out of it at all. Spins.
It's very smooth.
Because he hasn't fucked with that distributor cap at all.
He hasn't taken it off, has he?
And what if he hasn't even gone over and checked it? I would listen if he's really serious
We
about
said
that
he got
guy.
sparked.
Yeah, but if couldn't he have switched the firing order around on?
Oh, well, positively, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
That
it's
someone-
still, it would like,
yeah,
it
it
would
doesn't.
fire, it'd bang. It's something that, if the spark and everything's right in there, it's gonna fire. Might not run, might fire backwards, you know what I mean? You know how they are.
But that he ain't got nothing.
No, nothing. No fire at all, nothing. Not to hear.
There's nothing here that's preventing me from sliding it back and forth, sanding it. Now, this half of circle here was actually brown. So was this. I think that one was. But what I did was I sanded it off so that way I got the brown stain off and whatever.
You got the
surface
brown
was
stain
on it.
off.
So I don't have any problems.
Let's find another one here. Tell you some of this shit. Best morning team ever. Yep. Absolutely right, guys.
What did he do to that Oldsmobile? He never did nothing with that, did he?
Yeah, he started one day.
Hello, everybody.
Oh.
It's Rich 220.
Hey,
That's
Rich.
where we're at today. Well, we're gonna be sitting there working on that Mama Jimmy.
Turn it down.
That's right. We got to get back at it. So we're gonna start doing things hopefully the right way this time. Maybe we can get this thing to run. All right. So here we go.
All right.
Now I'm gonna take all this stuff out of here, and I'm gonna lay it out so that way I know what I got to deal with, and what's got to be done. Because this is a mess.
What's with the accent?
Okay, so I do believe he's trying to act in this video.
Oh, is that what it is?
This is when he was gonna like switch it up. Rich looks like he needs a cranberry juice.
What?
What's up, Matt? And he goes, Matt goes, Rich looks like he needs a cranberry juice.
Oh,
So
boy.
there we go. There's a timing chain cover. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, throw that over on the woods.
Just gonna put that right on over here. Okay. Then we got, well, the fan pulley. That's going over here.
All right.
These are educational, just like fucking
Yeah, we
berries,
got-
huh?
Rick needs to wash.
Of course, no.
Rich needs to wash his gun.
We gotta have a fan.
Look at that.
You can't drive a car without a fan to cool off the radiator. And that's
He's
gonna
a
go over
fucking
here.
mutt.
What a fucking meatball.
What a goof.
Okay, well, I don't know how well y'all can see it, but bring y'all in a little bit closer. That's pretty much where I left off. So
Yeah, there we go. What are we gonna do
take all
today?
these out of here.
Looks like he's got basketballs in the back of his shorts.
Not like
Rich
that.
got more ass than that 57.
Like that.
Look at the producer. That producer gets all fucked up. The dog.
Sleeping.
Nice if this would actually get there.
What the fuck is he doing? Is he really putting that shit on tops?
I don't know.
Sounds like he's fumbling with a top. Black ram in the back.
I just noticed that.
I could see Rich in that one. I could see him in one of those. I wonder how big a video it would be if a guy was to say do like a half-mile burnout with one of them trucks.
All right. Well.
I'll do one.
all right.
It's pouring in the winter. Maybe we ought to see what that'll do for burnout. It'll do a good one. I know that.
What?
It'll do a good one.
Oh, that would do a ferocious
I've done
burnout.
little ones, but
That ram, that would definitely. Plenty of torque. I'd back it up though, like 10 feet.
yeah.
Get the rear end to lock up.
I bet y'all didn't know this, but right behind me,
Oh,
Once I move all that
he
stuff
just
out.
farted through his mouth.
I'll be able to put the 57 Chevy in there. So,
What a shithole.
There it is. But I got a lot of stuff that I gotta move out of there
Them all
before I can do
marbles.
Rich, if I was to do a poll, I guarantee everybody would say in your project there on that 57, the first step on the list would have been that fucking thing you got right over there.
Clean it out.
No, to pull the fucking
Oh, the engine.
Yep,
Oh,
to
yeah.
pull it. You got the hoist right there. And you got a stand.
No, you don't got to stand, he said.
that.
No, I think he does have a stand. I don't know.
Mostly bicycles.
Why does he have all those bicycles?
So,
It's a freak.
He's a super freak. Super freak.
oh, I only got 10 minutes on this? Really? It ain't really gonna be enough time to record anything.
Sure.
Crap, I thought I had better timing on that. Guess I got too much
Look at those fucking
files on it.
hoofs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the hood latch thing here is broken, but I know how to fix it.
What happened to the
I don't
southern?
have to go and buy another one. Take a piece of galvanized steel, cut it to go from the top bolt to the bottom bolt, and your hood, bend your metal around the existing piece, and that'll settle it up.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay, so we got
Look at
a
that.
flexi hose, which
Jesus.
Mortsky loves. Okay, now, so we got that one.
I wonder what fucking Rich's internet search
Yeah.
bar looks like.
But what's better than one flexi hose? Hey, Mortsky, how about 2 flexi hoses?
Jesus. Look, his foot popped out. They're popping out of the shoes.
Blowing up.
They can't handle it.
There. Yeah. All this stuff don't even belong in here. I can use this fuel line, I think,
Huh?
to, put my fuel, pump back on. As long as there is no mud daubers in here.
Mud daubers. What the fuck is a mud dauber?
It's like a bee thing. Yeah, no doubt there.
Couple little cuts.
Mud dauber.
We have them up here.
We have mud daubers?
You know what? We don't even need to use that. I got an easier way to do it.
Like a bee?
Yeah.
Let me get this off of this.
Boy, could you imagine if Richard got into a thing?
I don't know why I gotta get this stuff
Looks
out.
like he's got base. It looks like he's got fucking
What the fuck?
hole.
Everything is like
The fuck was that? Oh, sand.
wires tangling up together and multiplying.
You just
You're the
ripped.
slob that throws them in there.
Wow.
Watch roll things up, you fucking punk.
Wow, did you guys just see
Who the fuck puts the
that?
sand in his grill there anyway?
He's got his lunch in the grill there, Dad.
Yeah.
Who fucking. Watch this.
Out of here.
He ain't on that wire.
And where was I cutting this at? Oh, I can't see it. Should have been up here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay. No. Don't need to run them right back into everything else.
There we go.
Jesus Christ.
What
That's
the?
why I hate doing things this way because I can't get nothing completed.
Don't cut your fingers off there,
All
Jimmy.
right, now. It's a big enough piece of hose for the fuel pump.
I'll bet you watch these videos now, Rich, and you missed that property.
Yeah, you fucked up there, didn't you, bud? Even though it was a swill hole.
Your little fucking circus. It's like a little psycho circus.
Yes. We also have a loser switch.
If only you'd have got a job, Rich. If
Going
only you'd
inside.
have got a job. A loser switch. Why does he call it a loser switch?
I don't know.
Trying to start the car from the ignition switch.
How come we never saw that?
How come you don't have that now?
Why do we call it a loser switch?
I don't know.
All right, now. What the heck that's doing there? That's paying for the other car. It don't even belong to me.
He walks away, doesn't realize it. I'll do one more. Fuck it. I'll do one more and then we'll go out and get that shit done. I gotta do some shit in the basement too. Might bring you guys down into the basement.
Fuck. So it goes with Toys R Us.
I know our basement's completely packed with toys. There's some rather cool shit down there too, though.
There's gotta be a place you can bring them and donate them.
I have every. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Brand new.
I've got fucking every shoe my son's ever had.
I know.
I can't tell you how many pairs of shoes I have down
And they
there.
weren't cheap ones either.
No. All Nikes and.
Fucking shoes for him. And
You
more
going
than
to
me.
sell pens?
So,
Dude.
who's that?
Oh,
Who
God.
that?
Dizzy.
You did. I figured that.
Dude.
You dizzy.
Oh, my God. You gonna sell pens?
I gotta pee. Oh, forget about it.
Ah! Get the fucking kid away from me! Ah! Oh my God, it's so
Fucking dizzy,
pens.
boy. You come on with him.
Oh yeah. This is quick.
Yeah, he is.
Let's see. Fucking pens, guys. I start selling pens. Oh God. Hot Wheels. Yeah.
Probably a bunch of them down there too. Little cars.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'll go on Facebook there. And they got the things for the single mothers there.
Free, yeah.
And I'll find one and because I don't want to. I mean, I could give a lot of it to the Goodwill too, but I'd like to give a lot of the good, like the real good stuff. I want to see it go directly.
He's had Carhartt coats since he was what, 10 months old?
Yeah, oh my God,
Every year.
all of the fucking Carhartt coats I got's incredible too. All of it. I got all of it.
It's Rich 220. And I just want to correct a couple things because people are flying off the handle thinking I'm snapping at them and everything.
Here we go.
I'm not snapping at you. I'm pissed because I've gotten bad advice from one or two people that have made my past 6 months a living hell. Okay. And I posted all these videos about it, showing these people, but they're not understanding that. Anyway, the problem is that when you're telling somebody that you have to pay attention to the rocker arms, you know, the first one goes down and comes back up, and it's even with the second one, okay? They're trying to say that that's the compression stroke. Well, here's the problem that I'm having with that, okay? First of all, it's a 4-stroke engine. It has intake, it has compression, it has power, and it has exhaust. Okay? You cannot tell by looking at that rocker arm
Oh
if
my
it's at
God.
top dead center.
Here we go.
And this is what everybody's been alleviating from the information that they've been giving me, is that the number one piston has to be up. Okay, and those rocker arms have to be
Can I
even.
just take a minute and say it's going to be because of people like this that we're not going to be able to have public platforms like this? Because this shit's just ridiculous. Right?
with one another.
Huh?
And the rotor has to be pointed at number one.
People watching.
And the timing gears have to be, the top one at 6 and the bottom one at 12. Okay, that's all that had to be said. I'm trying to
Oh, here we
listen
go.
to people.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Gonna
Because
stop.
I feel that there are some people out there that want to help, but there are some people that just want to make chaos, drama. And those are the people that have caused this channel not to succeed. They've caused this channel to crash.
Okay, you motherfucker. So now it's on us. He's had so many different excuses why his channel won't take off.
Because I've had to make so many freaking videos on this same car for as long as I have, because I couldn't get the proper information that I needed.
That's
I
bullshit,
actually had to
isn't it?
walk away from my
You know
friends.
what that is?
Hold on a minute. Well, all bullshit aside. Dude, you said you've redone 30 cars or something like that. So why the fuck you say that you're mechanically inclined? You don't need people's opinion. You should just be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Way better than what he done, Dad.
He thinks he's a big mechanic, but he don't. He's
not.
He's not. And he won't
Bullshit
take
out of
place like fucking Barry.
Oh.
Barry.
Tammy Hall's live.
on
Oh my
YouTube
God.
and Facebook and go talk to my old boss at a garage that I worked at. And yes, I have worked at garages, more than one. Okay. And I've worked
Rich, changing bus oil and being a mechanic are two totally different
How did he
things.
fuck up a little small block then? If he's such a mechanic.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a master fucking mechanic for them engines.
Exactly.
on timing chains before, and here are the cars that I've worked on. A 1965 Ford Fairlane 500 with a 289 engine. That needed a timing chain, it needed intake manifold, gaskets, it also needed lifters and an oil pump. Okay, so that is one of the cars I've worked on. The other one was a 1950 Dodge Coronet. It had a flathead 6. That needed a timing chain. And that is the one where the timing mark on the gear was in the wrong place. It was
Okay, I gotta stop it again. So you're boasting about, listen,
What year did
any
he say?
real mechanic, Dad, and you'll be able to attest to this, that's been doing this their whole life.
Yeah.
They've worked on so many fucking cars, they wouldn't be able to tell you the order of what cars they've worked on.
No.
You know what I mean? So the fact that he's trying to boast himself up that he's done is just, it's disrespectful.
tooth off. And I have a person that helped me with that car that can testify to that. It was in the wrong place. It was a
He's
manufacturer
a
screw
master
up.
bullshit.
Okay.
There we go.
And people have been arguing with me about that too. Oh, manufacturers don't screw up. Yeah, they're mass produced, folks. So there's a good tendency for them to screw up. Whether you believe it or not, it's the truth. Okay. Okay, so we got the 65 Fairlane and the 50 Dodge Coronet. Then I worked on a 1978 Ford Thunderbird with a 351 Windsor. That needed a timing chain because those gears on that have a fiberglass coating on the outside of the cog or gear or whatever you want to call it. And once that falls off and starts breaking away, your timing chain is going to, act like it's stretched when really it's actually the fiberglass stuff that's falling off of the cog or gear, which is causing the timing to slip. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else. There's a couple other cars that I've worked on that have had this problem before. Okay. And like I said, I've never done the head gaskets, so that was a new thing for me.
Oh,
And I know what push rods are. I know what rocker arms are. I know what valves are. I've never had to take a valve out of a head before. And that was really discouraging me because I kept getting defective tools.
Oh my
The
god.
two that I have
Blames everything.
are from Japan,
Why?
and they were garbage. They barely got one out. Okay. And then I bought a tool from an auto parts store. Well, the only thing it did was it put pressure on the spring and pulled the spring up off the valve. So that was defective in my mind because it didn't do what I needed it to do. And the third one,
Oh, he just fired. That was a big one. Did you hear that?
the third one was
He's trying to think of bullshit right now.
Oh yeah.
He needs a script.
an advanced auto parts
Your mind is
rental
defective.
tool that as soon as I put it on
He means he
The
washed them
and the valve,
when the cars got
Um,
fixed.
once I got the keepers out, the tool snapped while it was still on the valve spring.
Oh boy.
So you can imagine how happy I was about that.
I bet.
Let's see. So all in all, in total, it was 2 cheap Japanese tools that I bought that didn't do nothing. And the third one was from Advanced Auto Parts that lifted the spring up off the valve, but didn't compress it to the point where I needed to get the keepers out.
Oh,
It
boy.
just allowed the valve to go up and down, easy without any pressure being put on it. So I was never able to get that out with that tool. And like I said, the fourth one was a rental from the same parts store, but the second one was also a defective tool that had to be returned. And I turned around and I convinced the guy to let me use the tool so that way I could get the last one out because I was determined at this point. I was totally pissed off and aggravated. And like I got friends on here, what was it? Randy and this guy from Outlaws, whatever it is, Garage. I'm not trying to treat anybody like a dog, dude. I'm really upset because there are a couple of people that have actually given me bad advice that have caused this channel to crash instead of succeeding. And I think that would really piss anybody off. Okay, I've been going around making maximum effort with very little progress. Okay, and that's very discouraging, for somebody who's in my position where I'm over 50.
Oh.
I have a stent in my arteries.
Oh.
I get high blood pressure.
Oh.
I have arthritis in my right foot.
Oh.
I'm overweight.
You poor
And I'm out of
bastard.
shape. But yet I still get up underneath a car and work on it.
Why'd
A
you
lot
get
of
a
people
job?
were calling me
And he's okay with all of it. Don't do anything to change it.
Why
And
don't you
he
get a
had,
job if he's so spry and good health?
I don't know, it's
He can work on trucks because there's plenty of room under there. He wouldn't get stuck.
like
Roll right under.
unfucking believable.
stupid because I didn't take the block out of the car and work on the engine that way. Well, after they started that,
This
I went and
man
got an engine
acts
hoist.
like he's
You know what?
elderly.
I never used it. It's sitting in the
I know.
carport.
He acts like he's elderly.
I know.
They told me to get an engine stand. Okay, well, here's the problem with the engine hoist and the engine stand.
Dude, in your
I don't
50s,
have
you were
a
rocking and
sidewalk,
rolling.
driveway,
Like,
or a
Yeah.
paved driveway. Okay, part of my
You're in
driveway
the
is
60s.
paved, and the
it's
other
in the
half
70s.
is stone about the size of a quarter.
I'm rocking. I ain't rolling.
So every time I get up underneath there, even with a piece of cardboard, it doesn't feel good on my back. Okay,
Doesn't feel good on his back.
so I understand the point about the engine hoist, but that's making more work. Then you got to
Get him a cranberry juice, yeah.
Disconnect the transmission.
I'd get him a
disconnect
fucking
the flywheel,
cranberry
torque
juice.
converter. And I'm not into all that.
I'd
I just
hit him
wanna
in the
get
head with a
done what I
bottle.
have to get done. And a lot of people were telling me, well, you should just be, replacing all the pistons. I'm like, well, that's kind of stupid because I'm trying to keep this
Here's
as
your
original
fucking
as
cranberry
possible,
juice.
even though that sounds kind of stupid. It's a numbers match engine.
Could you imagine
So
him in the
having
bar?
two valve relief pistons in there is not going to change the oil compression that much. Okay, where it's going to be noticeable. And with the older cars, you use diesel oil anyway because that actually helps out. You know, where it car may have a lot of wear and tear on it, and it helps.
Yeah, right. Like Dumb and Dumber.
Anyway,
You awake now?
but that's what it's all about.
Now what?
That's where it's at. There's 4 strokes in an engine. Like
There's
I said,
absolutely.
your intake.
He is a sad side of a man. He has to be a woman in a man's body.
It is.
So that's how you tell if your timing is, or you're ready to go and put the timing at top dead center. The piston has to be up. So you put the piston up first.
Look at that
Then you
neck.
set the chain in the gears. Then you set the rotor.
Just want to slap it.
Okay, and then you lock the rotor down. You put everything together, and that's how it works.
Let me brush you.
I'm not confused. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb.
I'll tell you what, a guy like Rich,
And I'm not.
it'd have more fun just knocking him over and watching him get up. You know, have to struggle to get up and then knock him back over.
People may have gotten the bad.
Fucker is built like a gummy bear.
Me dealing with people.
Look
who
at that
are
neck.
Useless and don't help me out when I need the help. Now, I have shop manuals. I have all. But I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't had to open the book once.
Wow.
For the most part of what I've done. The biggest concern and biggest problem with this was the timing. It wasn't the head gaskets. It wasn't the pistons. It wasn't the rings. It wasn't the valves and how they come out and how they.
And guys, you know what? This isn't what pisses me off. Rich, my thing with you is it's not about the cars. I know you're a bullshit artist and you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But what my beef with you is how you mock cancer and all this other bullshit that you know is bullshit. And a lot of people have been affected by it, and I don't think it's right that you get to fucking sit here and blab your fucking mouth. So that's why I do what I do. I could give a fuck less about your 57. For real. You could, dude, that could have a fucking Hemi in it. I wouldn't give a fuck.
Painting the car, it wasn't doing metal fabrication.
And I won't stop.
Doing the door panels. Okay.
Hemi in a
It was
57.
just
That's
the
an
time.
idea.
Huh?
And
That's
a
an
lot
idea.
of people
Hemi in a
that I
57.
Let's go.
had talked to, a lot of them gave me good advice. But there's just those couple of bad seeds in the
Oh,
whole
just fucking
group of people that
the gummy bear, yeah. Just
give
running
you a
his mouth.
certain ingredient of information that's needed in order to do the job properly. And that's what drives a person nuts. Because you go around, maybe I did something. Maybe I did
Oh,
something.
it
Maybe I
keeps
did
farting. Oh,
Maybe I did something.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you, Dad, when he stops, if you look at him, his neck, it blows out like a pufferfish or a frog.
Yeah.
And
then his mouth will go, bleh.
saying that.
He's a
you know,
gassy
you
little
start
motherfucker.
And doubting yourself and start thinking, well,
Standing
I
up,
don't think
yeah.
I can do this anymore. And you give up. And this is what discourages people from rebuilding cars.
Huh.
Okay? The jabbering back at the person, to the point where it's disrespectful to them. Okay. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but there are some people that actually have given me bad advice, and because they have, I have removed them. I don't need that. That's not helpful. That's creating more chaos and more drama than there needs to be. So, and yes, this is my channel. But it's not gonna grow if I can't, if I can't do the job with a clear head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm starting to doubt myself and starting to double think things instead of just going ahead with the way it's supposed to be.
That sounds like a you
then
problem, buddy.
I'm gonna cause myself more problems than I need to.
Yeah.
So I hope this clears everything up. I hope everybody understands. And, that's where the attitude and everything's come from, because I've had to make all these little short videos showing this and showing that. I had one guy on Facebook even looking at the engine running for 10 seconds. He said, No, there's something wrong with that engine. There's something wrong with it.
Well, what was it?
And
Yesterday we were negative 20,
I'm
so
sorry, but
today
here's the thing: when you pour gas into
we'll
a
say
carburetor
negative
and
750.
your fuel line is not hooked up to the
Yeah, this
fuel
is
pump,
all personal shit.
and your fuel pump is literally not.
I don't give a
putting out
fuck
any
about his
gas
fuel
into the
pump.
carburetor.
Fuck his fuel
You
pump.
put gas in the carburetor with a bottle, okay, and you try and fill the bowls, and maybe there's a problem with the jets on the carburetor.
I'll tell you, I'd like to see this cocksucker have to go through what some of the people in the channel and what my father have to go through because of these illnesses that get poked and prodded all the time. I would fucking pay to see that happen to one of these cocksuckers and then see how they fucking act.
Spitting out, every time I pull back on the throttle. But whatever gas is going in that carburetor, that's what it's running off of. And when you
And
turn
still
that
keep
key
going and continue to
and
work.
you let go of that key, and that little fan is turning in the front, and you can hear it going.
Melt is, oh my
Okay,
God.
when you can hear that, I don't care what you think. I don't care who you think you are. That's a running car. It may not
Yeah.
be dialed in correctly or exactly where it needs to be, but it's still a running car.
I don't know, Diz.
If
He's
you
not
disagree
looking,
with me, then you
he's
don't
not looking
believe
too good lately.
That's all I can tell you. 'Cause,
His neck, he's gotten so fat, he's got a
I'm
bum.
not going to drive myself nuts anymore. The people that have given me good information, they're the ones that are helpful. Randy, Outlaws, Garage, whatever. It's not an attitude problem, dude. It's discouragement and it's aggravation. That's what it is.
Dude, that's a sweet car.
And the reason why I'm telling you,
You got a lot of,
is because of the fact that
you got a lot of ways you can go with that. That is a sweet ride.
Morons that pulled this stuff on me that caused my channel to crash because their information was useless. Okay.
Maybe in the springtime, me and the old man will come down and
All right. Well, I'm going to get off of
we
here.
can meet up.
I just figured I'd try and clear some things up and help everybody understand what's really going on here. Okay. Leave a comment down below.
Same thing with
At this
Dizzy.
point, what's his name? Outlaws Garage says I'm not going to succeed anyway with this channel only because I got an attitude. Well, if I got an attitude, it's because I'm getting bad advice, or it's because the advice is only partially given, not to the fullest extent, or somebody has a problem with telling people because they forget things or whatever. We all forget things, but there's something
now.
that you just don't
Me and
lose.
my father were talking, if ever, you have discussion if you ever hit the lottery. If I ever hit the lottery, we would have a tour bus and we would go all around the country and shooting. And I'd go around and meet all you guys.
Who's after working on the car for a while, and when you're constantly drilled about the same situation over and over again, you're making that other person think that they're, maybe they screwed up and maybe they haven't,
If you could.
and that's not a.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, right, man?
All right, folks. Well, I'll see you in the next one. In any event, I did bring the #1 piston up.
Ooh, that's got to be washed.
I had to fix the
Yeah,
vacuum
you need the
advance hose because that broke. You guys saw that.
Pretty crusty down there.
The carburetor is working, but I don't think that the jets are spraying gas out from the bowls. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that. But my problem is every time I rotate that distributor left or right,
Telling you, Jinx, we'll be there in the spring because I want to see those bikes go down the road, man. I want to. For you guys that seen it on camera, man, the way those things sound, it's incredible.
right?
The way that fire bike
Started,
sounded, huh?
then the car
Oh,
will
yeah.
start. So I'm thinking that it's probably not on the compression stroke. I'm thinking it's probably on a power stroke.
There we go.
Or,
Empty thoughts.
well, it has to be one or the other because, the exhaust stroke is not going to start up on that. But now remember also, when I first got the car, the distributor cap.
Oh yeah.
One is over here, 8 is over here. Well, one was in 8
Oh.
on the distributor cap. Number 1 spark plug wire was in a number 8 slot on the distributor cap. And I think the number 8 was on number 1. I don't know why.
I wonder
But
what
anyway,
Barry would
it
do in that
ran
situation.
Briefly before the
For HCI with
pistons
a toggle
broke
switch.
into
For the
4
toggle switch?
Yeah.
separate pieces.
Barry would have got
that
it
they were
running.
held in by the rings. So that's the reason why the pistons.
You'd have thrown
piston
some
walls
Bon Annie in that
were not- The
motherfucker.
cylinder walls were not.
Took it
I
for,
don't know.
took it for a few laps.
Even fucking Barry could get that one running. I did
If it
small
didn't,
little
and it
fuck.
did.
Dude, and
start
it kills
those
me because it was
cylinder walls,
running
it
before he
wouldn't
took it
start
apart.
Why did you take it apart?
Because
Because it was running wrong. It
the
needed to
vacuum
be.
would be
Probably just a
escaping,
tune-up.
bypassing the rings and going out into the bottom where the connecting rods are.
What? Who's here?
Okay, so yeah, that's about it. I just figured, I'd try and clear this up because I'm getting a whole bunch of flack from a whole bunch of different people saying that this, that, and the other thing, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
not that at all. I just, like I said, I don't like being given bad information if you're trying to help. If you don't want to help, that's fine.
Touch your
That's
face again
understandable.
like that.
I would rather somebody
That's
not
cute.
help than to give me bad information.
Yeah.
Because my luck, I'm the kind of person that
Would eat a
tries
tide.
to
Would eat a tide ball. Would eat a
make
tide
people
ball.
happy by doing what they say, and that's probably one of my biggest
Finger
faults.
smelling time. I'll let this one.
Give it a sniff, Rich.
And it winds up biting me in the butt every time.
Bite me in the butt. Man, that
So
must be a fucking
I have to
killer
learn to
shot.
stop doing that and just take the initiative and do it myself and figure out what's up. All right, later on, folks.
Wow. Unbelievable. Alright, folks. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Gave you guys another hour. It was nice to talk with you guys again and, of course, reminisce on these great old fucking videos. That finger. Wrap it up. Alright, guys. You all have a great day. Get you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Jeff, do these tear off? How the fuck